Hello, Chris Ying here in the Dinner Time Live kitchen. We were doing some recipes from the show. Today I'm gonna be making the Mortadella sandwich we made for Dave with Terry Crews. We made this sandwich because Dave has stated to me many times it is his favorite sandwich. But we did things a little differently. We put it on a steamed bun in honor of Mr. Chang. So lukewarm water, 140 grams. If you don't have a Thermomix, we're just using Thermomix because it's super convenient. I have become a adopter after Dave introduced me. But you could do this in a stand mixer. Our stand mixer is just broken. Killing me. A little cream. So I was saying, this recipe, I stole it from, not exactly stole it. We're using a different flour, using different things than Modernist Bread. But all right, so 2 teaspoons of yeast, instant yeast, 30 grams, I think, of sugar. Nice thing about this is it has a scale on it, and some salt. So in Sao Paulo, where the sandwich is famous, they make it on kind of like a crusty French bread. It is piled super high with very thinly sliced mortadella. So you let this bloom. You don't really have to let this bloom, but you know, why not? Let that yeast wake up from its little deep sleep in the refrigerator. We spent an ungodly amount of time figuring out how to stack the bologna properly, the mortadella properly, so that Terry could easily pick it up. And Andrew's just like, I used to work for Ducasse.
Could have been a contender. I could have been somebody.
He's just making bologna stacking. This bologna stacker over here. Now the flour can go into this thing. 300 grams of flour, cake flour.
What is the difference with cake flour?
Cake flour is lower protein.
What does protein have to do with bread?
Protein is where gluten comes from. So gluten is the thing that gives bread chew.
So
and
why is low protein important?
Because I don't want these buns to be super chewy. I want these buns to be a little bit more, you want them, that manto kind of cakiness, which is why you'd use a lower protein thing like cake flour. Teaspoon of baking powder. Double up on leavening. You also don't want to work them forever and ever and ever so that they build up too much gluten. So spin it for 6 minutes, 5 minutes, 6.5 minutes. Something around there. I worked for like 5 minutes, and this is what it looks like. Warm and soft. So we're gonna let this proof and rise smooth. I feel like I overworked it a tiny bit, but it'll be okay. So this one we'll let proof, I think, for the first time for, I don't know, 45 minutes. And then we're gonna shape it, let it proof again, and then we'll steam it. Cover this up. Let it rise for, like I said, 40 minutes, and then we'll check back on it. Boy, has this dough been on a journey since you last saw it. Let me tell you the whole story. We put this dough into proof at like 10 something this morning, and it proofed for about an hour. I didn't even get to see it. Andrew saw it. He said it had proofed up big. This was sort of overproofing. So Andrew stuck it in the fridge to slow it down because yeast won't produce, my daughter's dancing right here. Yeast will slow down in the fridge, so we wanted to slow down that process. That's why it shrank back down, got a little wrinkly, got a little cold.
I was in the pool!
It's all fine. It's all fine because we're gonna roll it out now. We're gonna shape it, and then we are going to proof it one more time. It's pretty sticky. So I'm just gonna roll it out. I don't remember how many of these we're gonna get out of this, I forget. Let's see here. We can get one good one out of this, we'll be lucky. I mean, we'll be happy. Proof it once, and then we shape them, and then we proof them again, and then we steam them. Usually, you know, you might recognize, I haven't even talked about these, so like manto, you'll see this for like the buns they serve with Peking duck. Sometimes they're just like fluffy buns. You can shape this in all sorts of different ways, depending on how you want to use them. Pork buns, like famously, you know, at Momofuku, pork buns are in a bun like this. You can also buy these already frozen, and they're pretty decent, but they're usually not as big as we are making them because the sandwich in question, the Mortadella sandwich that we are making today, the signature is these things come out. They're like big fat stacks of mortadella in the middle of these sandwiches. So we wanted to make these manto, these steam buns, extra large to hold as much mortadella bologna as we were gonna try to use. So these are kind of a funny shape. These are huge, they're like huaraches, gigantic foot-long steam buns. Because we want to stuff as much mortadella in there as we can. I'm just rolling these kind of thin, 1/4 inch or so, and then I'm using this little just to find the middle for myself visually. It's not really that important, but it lets me do that. The oil in the middle is so they don't stick together, or so that you can unfold it. That's gonna be 1 steamer basket's worth. So I'll keep rolling the rest of these for fun, but at this stage, we are going to let this proof again. They're cold right now, so it's gonna take a while for them to warm up and for the yeast to sort of reactivate. We will let these proof until they're puffy and sort of hold. They still bounce back when you press them. You want them to puff up, but not too big. You want to overproof them, otherwise they'll shrink back down. You can do this at room temp. You can do this in a proofing oven. You should actually also cover this with plastic so you don't get a weird skin. But I'm gonna do that. We'll proof these one more time, and then it's mortadella sandwich time. All right, so the long, winding journey of these steam buns that started this morning were interrupted by life itself is coming to an end. We're finally gonna steam them. They proofed, you saw, they've maybe doubled in size here. They are bouncing back, but like still holding their little divot. These are right on the cusp of being overproofed. Overproofing really means like the yeast has sort of gone from making small bubbles to making big bubbles that will collapse. The hope is these will come out puffy still.
I think we're gonna be okay.
Andrew thinks we're gonna be okay. I'm gonna pop these on the steamer for, I think we did it for 15 minutes. We have guests here to finish out this episode. We have Noelle and Ruby, Ruby insists on being in the video, but also wants to watch TV while she's on it.
You gotta pick a lane.
Yeah.
Can I help you?
Yes, you can. As soon as we're ready to put this
How
in.
to stack up this mortadella.
Can you stack the cheese on each one of these?
Is there like a fancy style of mortadella? Meaning like, oh, there's a nicer type of prosciutto, or like the official prosciutto from Parma. Like, is there some version of that in the world of mortadella?
There's definitely different levels.
But is there like the
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think mortadella has that sort of like same DOP, like it has to be from, Bologna to be whatever. The lowest end of it is frankly like bologna.
Oscar Mayer.
Is Oscar Mayer bologna.
And the low end.
I feel like this is not super high end because it doesn't have any pistachios in it.
Yeah, pistachios, but there are peppercorns.
She used to have mortadella in her lunch, and then she would make me pluck out each individual peppercorn.
Man, you got it good.
I know, right? Let's start frying this.
Ruby's getting so tired of waiting.
All right, stick one of these in there, Ruby. I made you put the cheese on, and then I realized the cheese goes on after. Stick it in there. And then what is this, buddy?
That is spicy mustard.
What did you put in there? So this isn't just straight.
So it's a Japanese spicy mustard, which I believe has horseradish in it. So it's very strong. So it started, we were gonna just do the Japanese. And then we decided, wow, that's really spicy. So then we tried to cut it. So that was still too spicy when we added the second mustard. And then we ended up adding a little honey and a little rice vinegar. And I think we found the sweet spot.
This is the moment of truth. So they look okay. They look okay. All right, a little oil in our cast iron. They're more or less there. They're there. And these will brown very quickly. All right, Rue, look out.
Watch out.
Come in hot.
Careful.
It's all you, Andrew. Oh, God.
Did we do mustard on both sides or just the one?
Well, you're doing it on one now.
You want no mustard on yours, right?
Want to do a little mustard underneath? Look at that, sneaky mustard.
And it doesn't take a lot of this mustard.
The mustard is very spicy. All right, look at that. Holy smokes. Oh my God. Look at that drip.
The pull.
I said say.
Provolone's got a nice pull to it.
Cheese pull. This is the moment of truth, I think.
Dun, and then
Which is like, that's a pretty good stack of bologna.
That's nice.
All right, so just so you can see this guy. Nice and soft and pillowy. Oh!
Very
I feel
nice.
like that was the moment where you open your Christmas presents in front of the Asian family and everyone has to go, wow! Oh, look at that pretty dress! So beautiful! What are you doing back here? All right, we're gonna try this thing out. This is the Mortadella Sandwich. Pretty good, right?
Solid bologna sandwich.
The mustard is up my nose.
I just got that too.
Oh.
Noel got it.
Excellent texture on this bun.
This is the sandwich as we made on Dinner Time Live.
Thanks for watching. Smash that like button.
Talk to you soon.
Ow.
I was a Leonardo guy, but you like Michelangelo.
No, I don't.
Who do you like then? Donnie?